All right, everybody, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for hopping on here. This is going to be an amazing um, combined with what we talked about on Wednesday. These two calls, this is going to be the grand finale. All right. This is the grand finale of it all. We're going to walk you through step by step. I hope you guys have your videos ready to go. If not, we'll walk you through it. We're going to walk you through step by step on this marketing thing, what we should be looking for when we're doing marketing on social media, specifically on Instagram. So what I talked about on Wednesday, I told you guys, we walked you through how to shoot the video, the different things that you need to place in your video, the type of video you want to shoot, where you want to shoot it, the things you want to say and address during your video. All of you had the homework to go ahead and shoot those videos. So real quick, you guys can put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if you actually shot your video and have your video ready to go tonight. Put a 1 in the chat for me. If you shot your video. Ramona, how did you forget? Ramona, I'm starting to think you're camera shy, Ramona. You're camera shy, is that what it is? All right, Sean got a 1. Devin got a 1. Just type a 1 in the chat. I think Sharice, I think I saw your head and go up. Agatha, good. So we got 3 people. 3 people there. Okay, we got some more. Sharice, there we go. All right, cool. So if you guys weren't on there, your homework assignment was to shoot a video in the format and the order that I showed you guys how to shoot it for your commercial. It's for your 60-second or less IG commercial. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk you through step by step on how to place these ads on your Instagram. Okay. Very, very simple, but some things that you definitely need to take into consideration. Okay. All right. So very first thing that we're going to talk about is that these are advertisements, which means we have rules and regulations that we need to abide by based off of the different platforms that we are advertising on. We are specifically tonight going to talk about Instagram advertisements. Okay. How do I advertise for sellers on Instagram? You can change this thing around. You would have to just change your message on your commercial for buyers. But for tonight, we're going to be using sellers because that was what the videos were about. Before we even get to that, though, what we need to do is we need to figure out, and I want some participation, all right? We need to figure out what does our avatar for our ideal seller look like. Now, we have a couple of people in here in our group that have wholesale properties. So what I want you to do is in the chat, I want some, I'm going to start calling people out if you guys don't put it in here. So I want some participation. What does, if you have an idea or if you've wholesaled a property already, what does that seller look like? Think about that. What does the seller typically, so if you could paint this picture of your avatar, 35 plus age, good. Motivated, good. Thank you, Youssef. Desperate, distressed. Okay, Barnabas, distressed. How would that look? How would that look? We're going to take some of this stuff. I'm going to show you how to use some of this information, but this is important. Very good. Divorce, excellent, excellent. Motivated, 60 plus, good, Agatha. Probate, excellent, very, very good. These are all good things. All good things. Health issues. Okay, perfect. Pre-foreclosure, awesome. We're thinking. I need you guys to be thinking about what your avatar looks like out of state, need to sell because of relocation, good. And you're going to see here in this later step why this right here that we're doing right now is super important. The more tired landlords, awesome. The more that you can kind of pinpoint and see what your avatar looks like, what your ideal seller looks like, the easier it is for you to be able to hone in on who your advertisement is shown to. I do not want my advertiser, I don't want to spend my budget showing my ad to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry doesn't need to sell his property. Okay. I don't want to spend my money sending my ads to someone maybe that is just, they're affluent. They don't need the money. There's nothing going on with them. Okay. I want to start to think about, from a marketing perspective, how can I find those niches that people that, like you guys listed, tire landlord, divorce, sense of urgency, out of state, pre-foreclosure, health issues. Where do those people frequent? What groups are they a part of? What organizations are they in within social media? Specifically Instagram and Facebook. Reason why I pair those two, because you guys know Facebook owns Instagram. So the data that Instagram gets is coming, a lot of it is coming from Facebook as well. So if someone is a part of a group, okay, on Facebook, that data is transferred over into Instagram. If someone hashtags or is looking for a specific hashtag, okay, that hashtag is noted in Instagram. So for example, I like the car BMW i8. So I follow the hashtag BMW i8. Okay. So anything that's BMW i8 related, that someone hashtags, I get a chance to see. Okay. So this is how Facebook and Instagram is getting and gathering this data, from when you sign up to the information that you put in, you volunteer, the hashtags, the groups that you follow, the people that you follow, the special interests that you follow. Okay. Now, before we really dive deep into the Instagram side of things, because we are doing this specifically for real estate, we're going to have one extra step. Okay. But besides this, if you weren't doing this for real estate, you would find some type of data points, and then you would plug that into and use that to find your ideal target. But for right now, since everybody's ready, what I want you guys to do, because the people who have their videos, you're going to place your videos tonight. You're going to actually have a living, breathing ad that you're going to be spending money on tonight. All right. So what I want you to do, I don't want you to skip over this. I want you to actually do this. The first thing I want you to do is, let me share my screen here. All right. So here what I did is, let me X out of this real quick. I went to, I don't know what's going on here. Let me just go to the home. All right. So I want you to go to your area, your city that you want to wholesale in. Okay. Find the city that you want to wholesale in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Obviously Atlanta, Georgia is, there's millions of homes, millions of things that are going on in here. Right. So what we need to do is we need to niche this thing down. All right. So again, I want to get rid of my for sale. I want to go only on sold. I'll hit done. Okay. And what I'm looking for, I'm looking for the areas where my ideal sellers, the ones that were my buyers are buying homes up, where they are at. Okay. Because Instagram and Facebook, they allow you to market to a geographical area. Okay. So I can market specifically to people in a certain zip code if I wanted to. Okay. And this is what we're going to do. All right. So why am I doing this? Is because I know that people of a certain socioeconomic class have certain socioeconomical problems. Okay. The saying that more money, more problems is not true. It's just different problems. All right. So typically people that have extra income do not need to sell their property at a discount. They are not in a position, and we cannot help them. We would not be helping them at all. So because of that, on the other side, there are a lot of people that, because of their lack of income, they fall behind in their taxes, or they're getting ready to go through foreclosure, or another financial stress happens to them, and they need to liquidate their property at a deep discount in order to get the money quickly. Okay, so we're looking for those type of people. So what I know about people is that we group together with with the people that we are kind of similar with, right? So we have some similarities with. So if you're living in a neighborhood where the average home price is $60,000 to $70,000, that's what the houses go for. Unless you're in a very, very small town somewhere else, I understand that that's probably, for at least for the Atlanta area, a lower income neighborhood. Okay, even all the way up to about 110, 120. Right. The houses that are being bought and then flipped, they're buying them around that price point, somewhere sub 120, maybe 130, and they're putting X amount of dollars into it. Okay, they're putting, you know, 40, 50, $100,000 into this renovation and then flipping the property. So I'm going to be looking for houses that sold somewhere in that price range, right? So my next tab that I'm going to is price. I'm going to leave this at 0. That's fine. But my max, I'm going to put 120. Okay. Now this is just for me in Atlanta. What I need you to do in whatever neighborhood you're in, okay, I need you to do a little bit of research of where your first time home buyers are. First time home buyer neighborhood. What is the price point for your first time home buyer? So again, in a more expensive city like Los Angeles, your first time home buyer might be in, you know, 500, 550, depending on what part of Los Angeles you're in. New York City, again, first time home buyer is going to be close to, you know, $500,000, right? So my numbers that I'm using here are specific for the Atlanta area, but you and your specific market need to understand what your first time home buyer neighborhood is. Why is first time home buyer so important? That they're going to have the most amount of properties that are going to be available, and most of the time, the first time home buyer market are the people that end up having the issues. They happen to have either buying a house that they really just couldn't afford, or something happens financially because they're typically in the beginning phases, or it is someone who purchased and lived in that property for a very long time, and now they either passed away or they gotten to the point where they need to sell the property to move into you know, maybe assisted living or a 55 and over community. These are the homes that we're looking for. These are the people that we can help. We can't help the people that don't need the money. If we're doing that, then we're, you know, if we're kind of giving people or you know, getting properties under contract for people that really we could find other solutions for, then we're ethically not doing what's right for them. But for people who have, this is like their last resort, they need to get rid of this property to make some money for whatever reasons, these are the people that we can help. All right. So we got our price up to 120. Bed and bath, I want at least 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Okay. I'm gonna hit done. Home type, I'm going to click off these. Now, again, if you live somewhere like in New York City, you probably don't want to click off co-ops or condos, all right? You might not want to click off some of those things, but knowing your market, again, is key, all right? So here we go. So we've brought this down quite a bit. Now here, I just want to go within the last 12 months. Why 12 months? I am looking for, in the last 12 months, last year is going to give me a good amount of data to pull from, because these are obviously sold. I just want to know where the next potential neighborhood is going, our next potential house in these neighborhoods where they're going for this price point could be sold. Again, the reason behind this is similar similar home prices, similar neighborhoods. People are going to have similar financial problems. So let's zoom in here a little bit. And let's just, let's pick something here. Let's see this one here. This is in 30318. All right. So this one was sold this year at 113.5. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Back in 2009, it sold for 49. So at the in the middle of the economic recession, this thing was sold at less than $50,000 here, right? Held on to it. 2020 sold for 113. Okay. So far, this is looking like a decent neighborhood that I want to be in. Let me check one more. That was 30318. Make sure that when you're doing these things, make sure you're writing down the zip code. Okay. Take note of what the house looks like. This looks like a house that if I was driving for dollars, this would be a house that I would write down. This one sold for 52,500. This is definitely in the neighborhood that I want to be in, 30311. Okay, so I'm going to write down 30318 and 30311. All right. Now you can do this. I'm just going to kind of speed through this part, but you can do this for a couple of different zip codes, right? But what I really want you to focus on is making sure that because I got to keep in mind that not everybody's here in Atlanta, right? So what you want to do is you want to have a good amount of people to market to, and you're going to see this. Instagram and Facebook is going to give you a number of what they call potential reach. Okay. And how many people are in this particular neighborhood in the niche. The more we niche it down, the smaller it's going to be. If we keep it very broad, everybody's going to get our marketing, but we don't want to have everybody get our marketing. We want to try to bring it down just a little bit. Okay. So I could just do all of Atlanta, but then everybody in Atlanta would see my marketing. But this right here is telling me this pocket right here, there's a lot of houses that are selling in my price point. And this is where a lot of the flips are happening. This is where a lot of people a lot of investors are buying property and adding value to them and selling them for more. A lot of flips are happening around here, right? All right. So what I want to do is now with this data, again, your own data. All right. With this data, what I want to do is now I know my areas. What I want to do is I want to get over to my phone now. Now, first things first, what you guys need to do is you need to create your post if you haven't already created it. Okay. So what I want you to do is that video that you guys did on your phone. I got my phone out right now. Okay. That video that you guys did, go to Instagram. Okay. And let's upload that video. We're going to upload that video right now. Okay. So let me go to my video that I did. All right. Now, here's my video. The same one I showed you guys. Let me actually, oops, I clicked the wrong thing. That was a video of my daughter. Here's my video. Okay. If I turn on the sound. Like this one right here, or if it's like the one over there, it does not matter. I want to give you the most fair offer. I want to put cash in your pocket and I want to purchase your property. It's very, very simple. All you need to do is call the number below and we will reach out to you. My team will reach out to you and we'll give you a fair cash offer right over the phone. So don't delay. All I'm going to do is, you guys know how to upload your videos. Hit next, obviously. Hit next again. And in my caption, I say call the number below. So I need to put in the number that I want them to call. All right. And my caption is going to look something very, very, it's going to be very, very just straightforward. Hey, if you're looking to sell your property or know of someone that would like to sell their property, please contact me at blah, 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 whatever number you're going to put in there, right? So I'm going to put in, all right, here's my number. Make sure you guys are doing this along with me, all right? You are interested in selling. Remember, we're doing this live. We're actually putting these ads up. So if you're interested in selling your property or know of someone selling their property, please give us a call to get a free cash offer. All right. And I'm going to put my phone number right here. Now, I actually want to add one more thing into that statement. So, and it's only because I kind of know what's coming up here. All right. So I want to add give us a call or send me a DM or direct message. All right. So add that into it. And that's, like I said, that's just because I know what's coming up. Or send me a DM. Perfect. All right. Now on this, I'm gonna hit this here. I'm going to put that there for Atlanta, Georgia. Right. I'm just going to tag Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just doing, these are just tags. All right. So I'm just tagging the specific area. So I don't know if you at the bottom of that, you could see different areas where you can tag. Right. I'm tagging Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Now I'm going to hit share. All right. And here's my video. My video is now there, right? With my caption. If you're interested in selling your property or know of someone selling their property, please give us a call to get a free cash offer at the phone number or send me a DM. All right. Now, there's a little button there that says grow your audience. Don't click that one yet. Don't click that one. What I want you guys to do, everybody following along with me so far? Nothing too crazy, right? I'm not moving too fast. All right. All right. So cool. Would first-time home buyer be buying around the average price? No, the first-time home buyer, Ramona, she said, would first-time home buyers be buying around the average price? The reason why we're going into first-time home buyer neighborhoods is because that's where the vast majority of flips are happening. All right. So we're not trying to find more first-time home buyers. I just know that the first-time home buyer neighborhoods are typically people with that have the financial issues that need to sell their property.
Okay, and that's independent of the average sale price then.
Well, you're not your average sale. I don't want average sale price because it depends on your neighborhood. Like I said, it depends on your neighborhood. If you live in a very, very wealthy neighborhood, your average sale price might be a lot higher. I want to know what's your first-time home buyer sales price. You understand? Does that make sense? So
yeah, I just don't know what that would be actually.
Well, that's just Google search first-time home buyer. You're in Jacksonville, so first-time home buyer.
Okay.
Price point in Jacksonville.
Okay.
All right? Cool. All right. So now we're going to go to our bio, which is in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay. So click on bio, and then right there you're going to see promotions. Is that clear enough there? You can see it right there in the middle. These three tabs here, right on the bottom says promotions. Hit promotion. It's going to load up. And what's going to happen here is we're going to say promote to page. It's going to say create, promote to post, or promote top post. It's going to say choose a post, manage, or pass promotions. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let me back up because I forgot. I need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Back up one. You have to you need to make sure that you have a business page. Okay. Oops. So you created your post. This one up here, you see those three little lines. If you're on Android, I think it's the same way. I think it's three little lines up in the top right-hand corner, right? We need to click on those three little lines. All right. It's going to open this up. All right. Now we're going to go to settings. Okay. All right. And we're going to go to, so this is what it looks like. Once you go into settings, all right, you're going to have a whole bunch of different options there. Okay. And then we're going to go to the account. Okay. So once you click account, it's going to open up. You're going to scroll to the bottom. It's going to, if you're on a personal account, it's going to ask you to create a business account or a creator account. I want you to create a business account. So right now I can switch to a personal account or I can switch to a creator account because I'm inside my business account. All right. So I have a personal account and I also have a creator account and I also have a business account. So yours will say something simple like create a business account. Are you guys seeing that? If you're not seeing it, let me know. Can you make you post this video on E2E? Sorry, I'm not. Okay, you're not. Where are you at, Sharice? Where are you at? Professional account? You can do professional account. Go ahead. And Trinique. Does anybody else have any other questions? So once again, let me walk you through it. I'm gonna take you all the way back to my bio. Everybody knows where your bio is at, right? Go to your bio. In the top right-hand corner, you're gonna click that. That's gonna open up, okay? The very first one, it looks like a gear. You're gonna go to settings, all right? This is what, when it opens up the settings, this is what it looks like, okay? Now under settings, if you go to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th one down, it says account. Okay, it's a little blurry, but it says account there. You guys see that? I'm going to hit account. And then I'm going to go ahead and either create or switch to. You guys have that? You guys got it? Got it? Got it? Yes? No? Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. So now that you're in a professional or business account, okay, now we can go back to doing what I was saying. So now go back to your bio and go into promotions, which is, you see these three like little rectangular tabs in the middle, right there, that one in the middle is promotions, okay? It's gonna pull up, it's gonna take a little while, and it's gonna automatically give you your top promotion or top post. But what we wanna do is choose a post. So hit choose a post. All right, for me, this one came up, but if it's not, you choose one. It should come up, your last one that you came up with. All right. Okay, so now that we got this, now we're gonna go ahead and hit next. Next is in the top right-hand corner. All right, now, so now that we're here, what I want you guys to do is on this, it says destination, okay? So remember what I talked about before. What do you want to do, the DMs or what else, right? You don't want them to go to your profile. There's certain times when you do, but for this particular strategy, you don't want them going to your profile. If you have a website, up, let's say maybe you have a carrot site or something like that, or I know somebody else in here is building a funnel site, right? You have a website and you want to send them to that, then you could click on your website. But let's just keep it really simple. We just want to get in contact with them. We want to have a conversation with them. We want to win them over with our rugged and good looks and our beautiful faces and our charm. That's what we want to do. So we're going to send them over to our DM. So we want to go to your direct message. So click on that and that's on. And then we're going to hit next. Okay. So now once from there, what I want you guys, you can see I've been running some ads already. So I got a couple of things there, but at the very bottom, it says create your own. Does everybody see that? Everybody see it? Aaron, so you don't have to create a new account. You have to create a business account. You don't need to create a whole new Instagram account. Your current account will be your business account, Aaron. All right. So I'm going to click create my own. All right. And it's going to ask me, I have to name it, give it an audience name. You guys see that right there, very top one. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I wrote down those two, remember going back to Zillow, right? Those two different zip codes. I got 30318 and 30311. So I'm going to put Atlanta. I'm going to name mine Atlanta Sellers 30311 and 30318. Okay. Really simple. Atlanta sellers, because this way when I go back, I can see I was looking for sellers in this specific zip code. All right. Now, right underneath that, it says what? Locations. Location, right? That next tab below says locations. So go to locations. And now I'm just going to type in those zip codes, 30318. And I'm going to hit, once it auto populates, I'm just going to click on that one right there. Right? And you're going to see a number generate. So it says 380,000 people, as you can see, in 30318, potential people reach 380,000 people. Okay. Now I'm going to also add 30311. Now I'm going to tell you this here. The best way to do this. Okay. I'm showing you general right now. The best way to do this is to mark, if you need to just have the funds to be able to do this, or just divide up what you're going to spend, right? The best way to do this is to test each zip code by themselves, by their interests, okay? When we get to interest, I'll show you what I mean by that, because right now we're going to do like a broad range because I want to make sure that we have enough data. But the best way to do this, when you really get done this, and one day I'm going to put a Facebook advertisement course for real estate on, so you guys can see that. But that's it's a little more complicated, the Facebook side of things. This is very simple, right? But when you do it on Facebook side, and you can kind of do it this way, you can add for you can do advertisements that for people that are interested in specific things instead of grouping a whole bunch of specific things together. What do I mean by that? Right now, we're going to, like we said, we put into our avatar, right? I said, what do you guys look like? What do they look like? They're elderly. Some people said retirees, probate, right? Pre-foreclosure. We're going to put all those things in there, okay? So we might put 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 things into the interest. But when I market like that, I don't know from what interest am I getting the most bang for my buck. So when I put everything in and then I get a lead, I'm like, okay, where did this lead come from? Did it come from 30318? Did it come from the people that were looking online for probate? Did it come from the baby boomers, right? Where did that lead come from? So ideally what you want to do is you want to have each one, you want to run a separate ad, paid ad, and then see which one is converting the best. Is everybody following me when I say that? Because if I just put it all in one bucket, I don't know which one is giving me the best bang for my buck, because I want to figure out which one's performing the most and then double, triple, quadruple down on that particular ad in that particular area so I can get more people coming out of there. All right. But like I said, that's a little bit more complicated. It would take a little bit more time. So as you guys can see right here, I got my 2 zip codes, and I got 30318 and 30311. And it says I have a potential reach of 410,000 people. Now, in the middle, it's green. It says great. It's kind of blurry on your, I don't know if it's kind of blurry on your screen, but you should be able to see it on yours. It says great. Okay. So that's Instagram letting you know that I'm in a very, very good range. So I'm gonna hit done. Now here, I'm gonna skip interest for right now. I'm gonna go down to age, the very last one at the bottom. And I'm just gonna put 35 to 65. And Instagram won't let you go any higher than 65 because Instagram knows their demographic. There's not too many people older than 65 on IG, right? Facebook is a little different, right? So all I did is just slide that thing over. I toggled it over from 35 to 65. I'm going to hit done. Now, 210,000 people in this particular area is what Instagram is saying that I can reach. Okay. Now, not all 210,000 people are going to see my advertisement. Okay. I want to tell you right now, I want to keep it around this range. But again, I realize that there are people on this call that are from all over the country that have more densely populated neighborhoods. Maybe instead of niching it down to the zip code, you just put your entire city. Okay. So if that is the case, and you have a lot more, maybe you have, 1 million people, right? You want to niche it down just a little bit. So if that's the case, I'm going to show you what you do with interest. So interest is right here in the middle. I'm going to click interest, right? Now, I wrote down a couple of things to think about, right, for my avatar, right? So I'm going to write these things down. You guys take notes on these, right? So so when we're talking about people that possibly might want to sell, right? We have a higher probability of people wanting to sell if they are on Instagram or on Facebook searching for these specific words. There are keywords, and then there are something called long tail keywords. Keywords are something very simple like probate, for example, right? So long-term keyword would be how to go through the probate process. Okay, so it's very, very specific. Okay, Instagram is very limited on the long tail keywords. All right, when we do this thing for Facebook, you'll be able to see that you can niche it down and be very specific on what people are searching for. And same thing with YouTube, which is a whole different animal. All right, so these are the things I want you to write down. All right, so probate would be one of them. All right, will and testament. Will and testament would be another. Someone is searching or in a group looking for information on a will and testament. All right. Inheritance. I'm going to try to go somewhat slow so you guys can write this down. Inheritance. Estate law. Estate law. ESTATE law. So we got probate, will and testament, inheritance, estate law, estate planning. Estate planning. All right. Retirement planning. Just the word retirement. Baby boomer. Baby boomer. So we got probate, will and testament, inheritance, estate law, estate planning, retirement planning, retirement, baby boomer. We got retirement community, unemployed, tax refund, landlord tenant law, home repair. These are just some of the things that we could search for. We can keep going and get broader and broader. I'm gonna repeat them, so don't worry about it if you missed a couple. Probate, will and testament, inheritance, estate law, estate planning, retirement planning, retirement, baby boomer, retirement community, unemployed, tax refund, landlord tenant law, home repair. All right. Again, we could keep going. These are just some. So I don't want you just to write this stuff down. I want you to understand what I'm thinking about on why I'm choosing some of these words. All right. The first stuff, will and testament, probate, inheritance, estate law, estate planning. Those are dealing with what? People who have either passed away or they're at the age of life where they're thinking about, all right, when I pass away, where's this stuff going to? Right. Or someone did pass away and now they are looking to figure out some information on inheritance or how do what do I do with an estate, right? What's the law say? So maybe they found a property and now they're actually searching for keywords like this. Does that make sense? Why is that a good thing? It's because these are the people that probably have just inherited a property and they need to figure out what they're doing with it. Okay. Retirement planning, retirement, baby booming, retirement community. Those are all people that probably have properties and they don't need them anymore. Maybe they're empty nesters, right? Empty nester would be a good one to put down, right? They're empty nesters. They had this home where they had a 3 or 4 bedroom home, and now the kids are all moved out the house and they're grown and have kids of their own. And now, mom and dad are stuck in this house that's a 4 bedroom house, and it's 2,000 square feet, and they just need like a 1,000 square foot home, and they want to get rid of it. Okay, so those are the people that are retiring or planning for their retirement or interested, baby boomers, those type of things. Unemployed, tax refund. Those things are people that obviously have lost their job and now they might have a home where they need to sell their property. Maybe they don't have the funds to pay their taxes, or maybe they fell behind on their mortgage because they're unemployed. They're looking for their tax refund. If they're actively searching what to do with their tax refund, so what that could mean is that they need the money. They need that tax refund to do whatever. Okay. Why is that important? Because certain people, most people who have a decent amount of money, expendable income, if something arises, they're not waiting on tax season just so they can pay for it. But people that are searching for tax refund information, they could have a little bit of financial difficulty. All right. Landlord tenant law, and home repair. We're talking specifically to people who are either landlords or fixing and flipping, right? So tired landlords, someone who's a tired landlord is going to be searching landlord tenant laws. Okay. So these are just some of the things that we can do in interest. All right. But if you have, I would say, if you put in the zip code, and this is why I did this in this specific order. If you put in the zip code and you did not get anything more, if you're somewhere still around like that 100,000 without putting the interest in, 100,000 or more, don't worry about interest, because there's not enough people in your neighborhood you want to just basically try to hit as many people in that neighborhood. If you have something where it's like really huge, or you really have the time to actually send out, 15 specific ads. So it'll be the same ad, but specifically going to these different niches where you really want to niche down and figure out which one are you getting the most bang for your buck. Then you can do that. You can go to the interest. Does that make sense? Everybody following me on that, right? We don't want to have like 12,000 people that we're sending this ad to. Okay. We want to have a decent pool of people to send the ad to. You're going to see why on how far this thing is going to go with your budget. All right. So I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to put any interest because I only have 210,000 people, which is good. Okay. Like I said, if I had like 1 million people, I would start playing with some of these niches. I would start playing with probate, will and testament, inheritance, estate law. I would start adding those interests in. Okay. Just by typing these things up. And the cool thing about it, let me just type in probate real quick. Probate. So when I click on probate, right, it's going to give me some other. So I clicked on probate and added into it. But look, when I clicked on probate, it brought it all the way down to I went from 210,000 people to 1,000 people. What does that mean? It means out of that 210,000 people that were specifically in Atlanta and specifically in the zip codes of 30318 and 30311, only out of those 210,000, only about 1,000 people have some type of interest in probate. So you see how far we can really, it went from 210,000 people to 1,000 people, specifically in those two zip codes. Okay. But that's way, 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 way too small. It's just not enough. Like you could do that, but it's just a very small pool of people to pull from. All right. But it also gives you some suggestions. You can see down here at the bottom. Once I typed in probate, will and testament popped up, inheritance, estate law, estate planning, retirement planning, all the ones that we talked about popped up. So if I started clicking on these, will and testament, that brought it up to 1,300, inheritance brought it up to 2,800. Estate law, we're at 12,000. Retirement planning, we're at 14,000. And every time I click on these, it suggests more and more people, right? Retirement community. I'm just trying to click on all of them. Baby boomer, that brought it up to 22,000. Retirement, 30,000. So just from that one keyword, I just kept on clicking on the suggestions and I'm up to 30,000 people. Right. But for me, that's still not enough. I would like to have a bigger pool to pull from. All right. I want to have at least 100,000. So you could keep adding in interest until you get to about that 100,000 range. Or you can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these interests off and just leave it as the 210 from the zip code, the 210,000. Is everybody following along with me? Does it make sense? Okay. All right. So from here, whether or not you chose the interest or not, I'm just going to hit done, which is in the top right-hand corner. Okay. Now that specific target audience, you can see is right there. It says Atlanta. Where is it at? There it goes. Atlanta 30318, 30311. Right there at the top. Okay. And did I hit done? Hold on, I'm sorry. That doesn't look right. Atlanta sellers 8 and 30311. I think I hit the wrong button, that's why. And 30311. Done. All right, here we go. Done and done. All right, there we go. So that's the way it's supposed to look. All right, so you see right there, it says Atlanta sellers 30318 and 30311. And it says men and women ages 35 plus to 65, okay? Now, what I need you guys to do is, because this is what I'm talking about as far as the advertising law, because we're doing stuff and we're advertising, we're paying for advertisement, we have to abide by the advertising laws. Really simple, don't get crazy with it. At the very top, it says special requirements. Do not click the special requirements beforehand, okay? Make sure you do what I showed you in the order that I just showed you. And now, even though it's up front, up top, now I want you to hit the special requirements, okay? So toggle on special requirements, and it's going to ask you, hey, are you advertising stuff for credit? Are you advertising stuff for employment? Or are you advertising stuff for housing? Well, we're obviously advertising for stuff for housing. So there's certain laws that must be adhered to when you are dealing with housing, all right? So you're going to say your ad has been updated, right? You're going to get the little pop-up, okay? Now all we're going to do is hit next, okay? We're going to hit next. So next in the top right-hand corner. And here's the fun part, all right? Here's where you get to pick your budget. We're almost done here. So it really depends on you guys, but I want you guys to do this. I want you to try it, okay? You can do something as low as 20 bucks. You can do $1 a day. So as you, this top one, as you toggle it back and forth, right? It's going to tell you how much your estimated reach is. This is why I don't want you having a remember that before when you put the addresses in, the zip codes in, I don't want you having a very, very small reach, because when you get to this point, it's going to be so small that you're not going to be able to do anything. Okay. So if you're starting off with 14,000, remember I had 210,000 people, and it says with a daily budget of, let's say, 10 bucks for the next 6 days, which is going to be 60 bucks. I'm only going to, potential reach is going to be 3,200 to 8,500. Rule of thumb is go by the lower number. So it's going to give you a range. It's going to say estimated reach 3,200 people all the way up to 8,500 people. Rule of thumb, go with the lower range, the 3,200. So when I'm looking at this, I'm not even looking at the 8,500. If it starts to pick up and my ad does really well, it'll get closer to that 8,500. But I'm thinking, especially in the beginning, when you first start running ads, the 3,200 is where you're going to be at. All right. So let's say you wanted to do, let's just do $5 a day. That would bring me to 2,100 to 5,400. And I want to do that for the next week. Okay. So I want to do that for the next 7 days. At the top, it's going to tell me my total budget is $35 over the next 7 days. Okay. My potential reach, estimated reach is 2,300 to 6,000. So that's $5 I'm spending a day on getting this ad to people who are not in my group. All right. That aren't already following me. Okay. I'm just going to hit next in the top right-hand corner again. All right. And now here is where you're going to get to your payment page. All right. All right. You can view your primary payment methods from Facebook, change different payment methods and options. If you have a credit card or a card saved on Facebook, do you guys have anybody on this call have that already set up? You have your card, your last four of your card on the bottom of there. Anybody see that? Yeah, some people say yes, some people say no. All right. So what you can do, if you have that stuff already on Facebook, then obviously it'll go from there. It'll just add that. If not, you go on Facebook and just add your credit card, and then it'll just charge to that specific card. Okay. Once you hit create post, you're all done. It's going to start to send it out. All right. So let me hit create post. It's doing it. It says, thanks for your promotion has been sent. Okay. All right. So what's going to happen now is that my promotion is going to be in review. All right. It's going to be in review. So they're going to look at it. They're going to let me know, hey, did Tommy say something in here that goes against the rules? All right. Is he promising something to people that he can't, fulfill? Right. If you do what I say, then all you're saying on your ad is, hey, I'd like to purchase your property. All right. So as long as you're not making some grand promise that you're going to do this for someone, most of the time Instagram or really Facebook will go through, make sure that you're in compliance, make sure you toggle that special requirements button, and then approve your ad. Once your ad is approved, they'll start sending it out over the next, well, in my particular case, 7 days. What that looks like is this. So when we're advertising, what you need to understand is that the more money you spend per day, the more incentive Facebook and Instagram, in this particular case, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, the more incentive those platforms have to show your ad. So if Lonnie is willing to pay $10 a day to show his ad to the same exact people, and I'm only willing to spend $5 a day, number one, I'm going to run out of money. So Lonnie's ad is going to get shown twice as long as my ad per day. And Instagram is incentivized to show Lonnie's ad more than mine because they're going to get paid more. Now, let's just say Sharice, she's willing to pay $50 a day. Well, she's going to get a lot more people seeing her ad because Instagram says, well, I'm going to get $50 by showing this ad more. So I'm going to show Sharice's ad more than Lonnie's and more than Tommy's because she's paying us more. It just makes sense, right? So what we want to do is understand, like, when we do these strategies, this thing, number one, is going to allow you to reach people that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. They're going to get to be familiar with your brand. This is why I keep telling you guys on the social media tip, you have to make sure that your Instagram, your social media, your Facebook is clean. You look professional. You can show your family, those type of things, but you need to make sure that whatever is on your feed is clean. Because if Stan has a property out here in Atlanta and he goes to my page and he doesn't see anything that's really related to real estate, or even worse, if he sees something that just doesn't fit who he is or he can't identify with, or something he does not like, something that does not look professional, he's not going to trust me. And people do business with people who they know, like, and trust, right? So we have to keep our pages clean because I'm using social media for business, right? It might look like it's all fun and games sometimes, but it's for business, right? So, all right. I know this is a lot of stuff. It took almost the entire hour to get through this, right? So I get it. It doesn't leave a lot of time for Q&A, but I'd like to take a little bit of Q&A before we end the call. Does anybody have any questions on this?
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Real quick, I haven't lost you everywhere, but soon as I changed mine to professional, then I got the home screen. It says edit profile and promotions. That's you click promotions right after that. Like after once you once we do it, you hit account, then under the account it says
Settings.
switch to professional. Yeah, after settings, switch to professional. I did that.
Correct.
And I'm kind of I did the end part. I'm in the middle. I'm stuck right there. That's the.
Show me your
on
screen.
home screen.
Edit.
Let's go to promotions after that.
Go to promotions. Yep, correct.
And then it's like they got another picture up. Can you see that?
Yep. So it's going to hit choose post. So unless that's the post you want, but it's typically your best performing post.
Right.
Choose post, which would be the video that you want.
Yeah, I just did the video I want, and I'm there. I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can't.
Where's my camera at? There you go.
Bring it up a little bit more. Yep, there you go.
So hit the little blue arrow, but I mean, I'm thinking I'm hitting that, right? The little blue arrow.
Oh, you're moving so much, man. Yeah. That's you have an Android, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And then it's just saying create page after that.
Create page, connect. What does it say? Connect to Facebook page. Oh, okay, so you're not connected to Facebook. So create page. So
that what I got.
So yeah, you have to go. You have to go through that process there. You have to go through that process in order to make that happen on Facebook, because like I said, Instagram and Facebook are connected, and you have to do the exact same thing if you don't have a credit card on Facebook as well. You have to add that on there.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Thanks.
No problem.
Hey, Tommy.
Hold on one second, because hold on. Keith had his hand up, and then Aaron. Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, Tommy, where do they see the ad? Does it just come up on their timeline?
Yeah, people would. You've seen Instagram ads before, right?
Yeah.
Like paid ads. They say sponsored.
Okay.
So that's where it's going to come up at, right there on their timeline, right there in their feed.
All right.
Yep. All right. Let me lower your hand. Aaron, which I don't think is Aaron. I think it's his wife. Where'd she go? Oh, there you go. Unmute.
Hi.
What's up?
So I wanted to know for when we create that business account, will our personal contact?
Will your what? Hold up. Somebody's off mute. Hold on. There we go.
So when we create that business page, will they be able to view our post on our personal page?
Well, if they go to your, it's going to show your Instagram name. So when my ad pop, I want you guys just to think of the ad. Think of an ad that probably everybody has clicked on an ad scrolling through Instagram at one point. Mm-hmm. Depending on how they have it set, if you click on their ad, they might have it set to go to their profile. It might have it set to go to our website, or it might have it set to go to their DM, right? So if it's going to your direct message, if it's going to your DM, then it's going to have your name, mm-hmm. right? So from there, you can just click your picture in the DM and go to the person's profile, all right? If your profile is open like mine is, if your profile is open, then they're going to be able to see your profile and any pictures that you have available. If your profile is private, then they would have to request for you to see it.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Right.
No problem. All right. All right. Who else? Somebody else asked a question.
You don't need to create a new one.
Mm-mm.
You just revamp that one.
All right. No one else? Let me just see if we got
Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
Is this gonna be on E2E? Is it gonna be part of the classroom study where like we could go back and recall some of this stuff because I'm driving?
Yeah. I'll put it up there.
Okay, thank you.
I'll put it up there. Oh, Devin, there you go.
What's up? So My question is more like on a like cost per click. Like how are the numbers on those, like cost per lead and cost per clicks?
So what Devin is talking about is CPC, or cost per lead, cost per click and cost per lead. So cost per click is how much is Instagram charging you for every person who clicks on your ad. Okay. Cost per lead is really what I'm worried about, is how much is it costing me to acquire a contract, to acquire someone who wants to sell their property that we can get under contract for. Okay. So cost per click is just a unit of measurement to see how well your ad is doing. Okay. So the more money it costs for, all right, let me just put it like this. Instagram and Facebook is an engine, right? It's a workhorse. It's something that is working for you. Instagram and Facebook, I say both of them because, like I said, they both, Facebook owns it. Think about them as people, right? They're lazy. They're genuinely just lazy, right? They want to do the least amount of work for the most amount of pay. So if Devin can create a captivating advertisement that is going to have people coming to them in droves, right? Clicking on this ad, then we're only going to charge Devin. We're going to charge Devin a smaller amount than like I said, think of Instagram and Facebook as a person. Then if I had to go out there and show and force this ad to people just for them to click. Why is this important to understand? Because Instagram and Facebook, they want Devin's daily budget. So if Devin has a daily budget of $20 a day, but his ad stinks, it sucks, that means Facebook and Instagram have to really, really work in order to get someone to click enough to equal his $20, because Devin's willing to pay $20 and they want every cent of that 20. Does that make sense? So our cost per click, where it comes down to, it says, man, Devin says, he puts out an ad. He says, okay, this ad was kind of expensive. It was charging me, $2. I've had some that were charging me up to $8, right? $8 per click, right? Cost per click. It was horrible, right? But I know that I needed to tweak my ad, or I need to tweak my message, or I need to tweak most likely who I was advertising to. So remember when we said, the interest, how you should do each one separately if you're going to do them like that, right? If you don't have a great amount of people, excuse me. It's a lot easier to see this stuff on Facebook. But when I look at my ad and I see that, man, this particular ad, what I'll do is I'll do the exact same ad. So I'm saying the exact same thing. This is the exact same video, but I market it to real estate agents. And then I take that exact same ad and I specifically market it to insurance agents, right? Let's just say, okay. On one of those, it might cost me $3, right? For them to click on my ad. On another one, it might cost me $1.23. So let's say the real estate agents ones, it cost me $3, but the insurance agents is only costing me $1.23, whatever I said, right? Now my daily budget is the exact same. My daily budget is $20, right? But if it costs me, let me just do simple math, $3 and $1. So real estate, if I'm targeting real estate agents, it's costing me $3 every time for them to click on that ad. And for insurance agents, it's costing me $1. That means I can roughly get about 6 to 7 clicks when I'm marketing to real estate agents, because 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 7, 21. So somewhere in the middle before I blow my daily budget. Okay, does that make sense? With insurance agents, I look back, I run the ad for a little bit. I look at it, it says, oh crap, this one's I'm only paying $1 every time somebody clicks. That means I can get 20 people, because my daily budget is $20, right? So whatever your daily budget is, I'm just saying in this particular example, $20, right? My daily budget is $20. That means I can get 20 people to click if I market more to these insurance agents. So you can use that exact same information to retirees, will and testament, right? The people that are looking for pre-foreclosure. This is how you niche down and then you start to spend your money more wisely. Okay. So that's the cost per click. That's why that's important. Cost per lead is really what we want. And because we're in a higher end, niche, like our profit margins are pretty big. We're not talking about selling a fidget spinner, for $5, right? We're talking about getting a wholesale deal of $10,000, $20,000. So maybe it takes me, let's say if it's $1, let's say it's the insurance agent people, right? And it's $1 cost per click. So just because they click doesn't mean they turn into a lead, right? So let's say over the next 5 days, I'm spending $20 a day for 5 days. That's $100. And I'm getting 20 people every single day to click on my ad because I did a good ad and I targeted correctly and I have $1 per click. So 20 people are coming to my ad, are clicking on my ad every single day for 5 days. That's a total of 100 people. And I'm spending $100. But if I get a lead and my lead goes through, my cost per lead is 1 lead for every $100, meaning that every time I spend $100, I'm getting 1 lead. Now, if your product is only, if your product is $50, then that sucks, right? If you make $50, then that's not a good trade. But in our line of profession, our line of work, our profession, when we're wholesaling, if you get a $10,000 wholesale deal, but you only had to spend $100, I think everybody sees that's a good deal, right? So did I explain that okay? Does everybody understand okay, perfect. All right, Stan, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I had a question for the, you said when you keying in the zip codes, if you have a small number to pull up, like if it's under the 200,000.
Yep.
And you say you should put in the tax refund, landlords, you should put in all that. Now, since I'm in a smaller market, you said just put your whole city in there instead of keying in on them zip codes?
I would probably key in. I mean, how many people are you is in your city or the area that you're wholesaling?
Well, the area that I'm wholesaling, the zip codes that when I looked up, it was like 9,000 or 3,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't niche those down. That's really small.
Right.
So go broader, go a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Because we also have to understand, right? And this is part of the experimenting process. We have to understand that just because, so for example, we have a 3-package deal right now, right? We got all 3 houses under contract for a total of 82.5, I believe, 82,500 for 3 houses. Okay. And we're selling the package at 110 for 110,000. Okay. Now the owner of that house doesn't live in the neighborhood where we found the houses. So you see where I'm going with this, right? So just because you're in a small neighborhood, right, in a small area, doesn't mean the person who owns the house lives in that neighborhood. So this is why it's very important. And I'm really glad you brought this up because I want to make sure that everybody understands this. I don't want you to do this. What we just talked about, I tried to give you as many examples as possible. But if you pull up a certain area and you only have, like I said, less than 100,000 leads or possibilities, people that you could be reached, you need to go broader. You need to go a little bit bigger. Okay. Because you saw once we started applying how much money we're spending, I had 210,000 people in those 2 zip codes for a potential reach. But when I started spending money and I said, hey, I only have $5 a day that I can spend for the next 7 days, it went from potential reach of 210 to like 2,300, right? So if you start off at 9,000, by the time you get down to actually what your budget is, you'll be reaching like 3 people. Basically, they're going to say it's too small for you to do anything.
Gotcha.
Got it? So in your particular case, if you're in a very small neighborhood, a very small area, go to a bigger city where you can get more people. Because there's somebody in that city that has property where you want to wholesale at.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. And so I said, what destination are we sending people? If you have a website, then you can send them to that website, right? It gives you an option right there. It says website, or it said, like I said, I'm having people just go to the DM, because then they can direct message me. Yeah, I got this property on 123 Main Street. And then I can say, hey, I'd love to take a look at that property. Here's my information. Please send me your phone number and I'll call you directly and give you a cash offer over the phone.
I appreciate it. Also, one quick question too. It says audience name.
So audience name is going to be the specific area that you're trying to reach. So
Okay.
my particular case, it was Atlanta sellers and the 2 zip codes. Again, you guys can do this for buyers too, right?
Right.
You can name it Atlanta buyers, or, I know you're in South Carolina, so, Charleston buyers, Charleston sellers, right? Whatever, Charleston landlords in specifics. But I like to, because you're going to start to have, Instagram is going to save it, right? Once your promotion is over, it doesn't go away, just in case you want to re-promote to that same area. So it's going to save that. So you eventually start to have a lot of them stacked up, and you just want to be able to be specific and say, okay, let me go find some more buyers in this zip code.
Okay.
Got
Good
it?
stuff. Cool.
Can there be a separation of personal and professional Facebook and Instagram? As far as, so you'll notice when you create when you create that thing that says professional, it doesn't really change anything. Okay. It doesn't show like different pictures or anything like that. It just gives you more insight and gives you a couple more tools. The average person on Instagram is not doing ads. The average person on Instagram, they might want to know how many people like the photo, but they don't need to know how many male versus female followers they have. They don't need to know, like on mine, you can see how, where the top cities, right, of my followers, right? They don't need to know all that. So that's really all the professional page does. It kind of gives you more insight. It gives you more data. So you're not going to have like a completely different page. So if you want to have a completely different page, then you're going to need to create a new page. And let me just show you that real quick. All right. So up top, you can click right there where your name is at. You can just click. And this is all the pages that you'll have. I only have 2, but these are all the pages that you can toggle back and forth. So I have one page where I literally have like one post on it, right? I just don't do anything on it, right? So if you want, you can toggle back and forth between different accounts. So that way, if you want to post to your personal account, you can post to that account. And if you want to post to a separate account that's more business, you can do that. Here's what I think. I personally like having everything on one account, because I like, just think about if you were someone who wanted to sell their property, right? Wouldn't you want to know, like, you want to see like the human side of the individual, like not just so stale, like a corporate, like I'm just selling my house to some big, company, some big machine where my money's just going in there and they're just gobbling up houses. I'd like to see a little bit more of the human side of whoever I'm dealing with. That's me personally. I think a lot of people want that more personal touch. So to see that you're a real person. So I think being able to have one site for me is just, number one, is more manageable. It's easy to manage. And it's also, it also helps out with building that rapport and that trust that, hey, wow, Tommy has a son, he has 2 daughters, he has a whole life. He's doing this for real. He's out there actually doing real estate. So To me, I just keep it simple with one, but it's completely up to you. I know some people that do that, have more than one site, and it works. All right, cool. What destination are you sending people? Oh, I already answered that one. Did I answer that, Antoine? Do we need an audience? Did I answer that? I did, okay. Would you suggest radius? So if you're gonna do a radius, just keep in mind, I mean, there is, that's going to cover a vast amount of people, right? So it could work. And there's the cool and frustrating thing about paid advertisements is this. Just because it works here in Atlanta, it might not, my specific targeting might not work in Seattle, right? Where Sharice is in Boston, she might be doing something that works great in Boston, but doesn't work in Jersey for LaKendra or Keith, right? So this is the part where you play around with your budget. So you start off with a smaller budget, right? And you work with that smaller budget and you say, oh, wow, this is really working. And then you go ahead and step your budget up, right? If you're starting to see, man, I'm killing it with just $5 a day. I'm getting, 2-3 DMs a day. I need to keep this up. Well, imagine if I spent twice that, right? And you gradually boost your budget up. This is why I suggest that you really don't do your promotions for more than about a week, because you want to test it. You don't want to spend, for the next 30 days. And, you say, I'm going to spend $20 for the next 30 days, it's $600, all to find out that you're targeting the wrong people. You're not in the right neighborhood, right? Your ad sucks. No one likes it, right? So this is the part, this is why advertising is difficult. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you start off now with a small budget, you'll make the mistakes. You'll start to correct things. You'll get things a little bit tighter. They become a little bit easier. And, things start to roll. What is the advantage of this versus Facebook? So I wouldn't say there's an advantage. And to be honest with you, there isn't an advantage I should say that how easy this is the advantage. Facebook, if you're doing this on Facebook, it's definitely a little bit more complicated. And a little, it's just a lot harder to do, but you can target a lot better, especially with long tail keywords. There's more things you can do, adding, things into your copy, bigger copy. It's just easier. You're on your keyboard. You're not really doing it from your phone, your cell phone. Facebook definitely is, you can place it in different places. You can take your Facebook ad and you can place it in your Instagram feed. You can place it in your Instagram stories, or have people. Here's an interesting fact. Stories are probably the most underrated one out of all, right? To put them in the stories, people are checking stories. You guys know on Instagram, the little thing at the top, some people are shaking their head. So here is my Instagram feed. I had to make sure nothing popped up that was crazy, because you can't help what other people post. But right above that, these little circles are stories, right? So here's my story. That's if I created a story. I didn't do a story today. So if I was to do a story, I'd be here. Here's my man, Brandon Barnes. So you click on his story. This is him and his wife and his son, right? We went to his kid's birthday party yesterday. So that's a story. So as you can see right here, boom, that's an ad, right? Let me see if I can get to another ad real quick. This is Dave's stuff right here. Dave be going crazy with his stories. So look, this is an ad.
I got a quick question, Tommy.
So that popped up. Okay, hold on one second. That popped up right there as an ad in someone's story. Okay. So that's where you can do that through Facebook, right? Who was that? Go ahead.
That was me, Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah. So what brought across this advertising thing? Is this something new that that you're working on to build up, I don't know, more, leads?
This is just another way that you can leverage your social media and leverage your marketing dollars to have attraction marketing. So you put this out. I don't know if were you on Wednesday's call where we talked about how to.
No, I've been away for a little bit.
Okay. So on Wednesday's call, we talked about how to create an ad, like what to actually put in the ad. Okay.
Got it.
Now we're taking that ad and actually applying it and putting it onto Instagram so people, and putting money behind it so people can see it. All right.
Right.
So all we're doing is showing one way to advertise to get sellers to call us or contact us.
Right.
So just like you put a bandit sign out on the ground that says, "We buy houses cash, call this number, blah, 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 blah."
Right.
Someone drives down the street and they see your ad because you spent the money on the ad, you spent the money on the ink, you spent the money on the gas and the time going out there, putting that advertisement out there, and now they're calling it. Same exact thing, it's just that we're doing it through social media now.
Okay. So, are people, oh man. So is it easier to post on Instagram than it is to post on Facebook? Again,
it's easier to do the advertisements. Advertisements are easier to post on here because you don't really need to, there's a lot of stuff on Facebook. It's like a language that you almost have to learn. Okay.
Right.
So this is a lot more user friendly when you're on your phone, just doing it right from your phone, but you can do more when you're on Facebook.
I see.
It's
Yep.
more complicated, but you can do more with it on Facebook.
I see.
All right.
All right. Yep.
Cool. All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap this one up, man. I went over, but I understand like this one was a call there. It's gonna take a little bit longer, so I knew that going into this. But I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I hope you guys learned a little bit about Instagram ads, and you guys can see it's not hard. Just from the knowledge that I gave you, even if you don't remember it, you could probably kind of feel your way through this process to get an ad posted. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start uploading these things. I want to see what your results are from these. Don't expect in the very beginning that you're going to hit a home run out of this thing. It takes a little bit of time to get your ads right. Sometimes it's what you say, how you say it. There's a lot of things that can make an ad go and really pop, or maybe it's just a dud, right? It might be your copy. It might be what you say. It might be who you target. But don't give up on it. Advertising takes a little while, but once you get it, it works. You got people calling you instead of you going out there trying to find people. It just takes a little bit of time, right? Whew, man. All right, man. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And let's go out there. Let's do this thing. You can do it. Let's make some money. All right. Peace.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.